Check it out, I took in a scrawny kid who owed me rent, gave him some tough love, and basically forced him to be a genius. Now, he's a tech billionaire ringing the NASDAQ bell just to pay me back. I mean, talk about the ultimate ROI, right? Best investment ever. Leo finished dragging the heavy trash bags to the curb and walked back, standing stiffly in front of my door. He was only 7. A scrawny kid who looked like he was made of nothing but sharp bones and bruised skin. His eyes, dark and heavy, stared straight at me with an intensity that didn't belong on a child's face.
What? Still hungry?
I work. You feed me. Deal?
I let out a harsh, dry laugh. Scarlett was a fool. A textbook gold digger who spent her days caking on makeup and her nights chasing the wrong men. She'd gone through 3 fiances in a year before finally skipping town last night with some shady contractor, leaving 3 months of rent unpaid. And she'd left this little baggage behind. The vultures in the building were already placing bets on how long it would take me to kick the brat to the curb and call Child Protective Services. The thought alone made my temple throb.
Work? What kind of work, kid? You gonna snake a clogged toilet? Or maybe you're gonna go knock on Big Mike's door and tell that ex-Marine he's late on his rent?
Leo clamped his jaw shut, turned around, and walked away. I figured he'd finally got the hint and was looking for a way out. I was wrong. 10 minutes later, in the alleyway behind the tenement, Leo was kneeling in a corner slick with oil and stagnant water. He was meticulously sorting the mountain of trash the tenants had piled up, bottles in one bin, paper in another, flattening cardboard boxes, and stacking them with surgical precision against the brick wall. His small hands were covered in grime, and a jagged edge of a box had sliced a thin, red line across his knuckle. He didn't flinch. Kid had Scarlett's stubborn streak, but a heart made of much tougher flint. I walked over and tossed a $50 bill at his feet.
Today's wages. Go to the deli, get some real food, and then get upstairs to the 3rd floor. If I catch you sleeping in the hallway, you're out. 6 a.m. tomorrow, you're mopping the lobby. Don't be late.
6 a.m. the next morning. Leo was in the lobby, clutching a mop handle twice his height, scrubbing the linoleum like his life depended on it. Back in the day, Scarlett used to lounge around the entrance, blowing smoke and scrolling through her phone. She'd flaunt her knockoff designer bags and new heels to anyone who'd listen, always throwing shade at my lack of style.
Rita, honey, what's the point of having all those buildings if you dress like a mechanic? She'd sneer. A woman needs a man to provide. Look at my new guy. He insisted on buying me this gold necklace last night.
My response was simple. I pulled the breaker to her apartment.
If your guy has money for gold, he has money for the utilities. Rent's due tomorrow. Pay up or get out.
Now, her son was mopping my floors to pay off her ghost. Her debt, his burden. It was the law of the streets, and honestly, it felt damn good. I walked down, snatched the mop from his hands.
Enough. Change into something that doesn't smell like a basement. We're going out.
Where?
I didn't bother talking. I grabbed him by the vest and took him to the nearby Target. I picked out 2 sets of dirt-resistant brown sportswear and tossed them into his arms.
Wear them. They're your uniforms.
I'll work until they're paid for.
Damn right you will.
Next stop, the local public school. I kicked open the door to the principal's office without knocking.
Lewis, I got a stray. Put him in a desk.
Where the hell did you find a child? This kid isn't even in the system. No paperwork, no vaccines, nothing.
He's Scarlett's, from 3B. She skipped town. Just let him sit in class for now. I'll grease the wheels at the Board of Ed later. If he stays illiterate, how is he supposed to help me run my ledgers?
Lewis sighed, knowing better than to argue with me. He handed Leo a stack of beat-up textbooks.
Listen up, kid. I'm paying for your seat in that classroom. If you aren't in the top 3-year grade by winter break, I'm doubling your mother's back rent. Got it?
If I'm number 1, does the rent go down?
If you're number 1, I'll cover your meals 3 times a day. Steak on Sundays.
Deal.
I'll give it to the kid. Leo had moves. Not only did he sweep the midterms and land at the top of the grade, but he turned out to be a natural-born tinkerer. Within a month, he'd taken over the small repairs for the entire building. Changing deadbolts, wiring flickering, leads, snaking clogged sinks. Leo handled it all. Naturally, the neighborhood gossips couldn't keep their mouths shut. Big Mike, the retired Marine from 2B, caught me in the hallway one afternoon, leaning in with a conspiratorial squint.
Rita, you really planning on raising that grifter's brab? Scarlett was bad blood, honey. A snake in cheap heels. You keep that kid around, and mark my words, he'll find a way to forge your signature and steal this whole damn building from under you before his voice even drops.
Before I could snap back, a wet, heavy rag flew through the air and smacked Mike right in the mouth. Mike let out a muffled yelp, spitting out dirty water. Leo stepped out from behind the stairwell, holding a plastic bucket. His eyes were like 2 chips of black ice.
Your rent was due 3 days ago, Mike. Boss says there's a $10 a day late fee for delinquent tenants. That's $30 you owe. Pay the woman and stop worrying about who owns the building.
Why, you little...
You want to finish that sentence, Mike? Or do you want to touch him and see what happens to your security deposit?
Mike grumbled a string of curses under his breath, pulled out his phone, and aggressively Venmo'd me the late fee. As Mike stomped off, Leo turned to me, his expression unreadable.
Boss, do I get a cut of that $30 delinquency fee?
In your dreams, kid. You don't get to shear the sheep that feeds you. Now get upstairs and fix the light in the 3rd floor hallway. It's been flickering for an hour.
Leo didn't complain. He just picked up his bucket and headed upstairs. I watched his thin shoulders as he climbed the steps. And for the first time, I let a smirk slip. Scarlett was a bigger fool than I thought. She'd thrown away a gold nugget thinking it was just another piece of street gravel. One evening, I was lying on my bed, staring at my laptop as I went over the utility bills. The heavy front door was kicked off its hinges with a violent bang. 3 guys marched in. They were the kind of muscle you'd see guarding a back alley gambling den, sleeves of tattoos. Without a word, he swung it, shattering the glass-fronted mailboxes into 1,000 shimmering shards.
Where's that bitch Scarlett's room? Tell her to get out here before I burn this whole dump down.
At that moment, Leo was sitting on the bed inside, fiddling with an old motherboard he'd picked out of the trash. Hearing the commotion, he immediately went downstairs and faced the 3 men, his body tense. I came downstairs after Leo and pulled the heavy pipe wrench from my belt. I stepped in front of Leo, blocking their view.
You lost, boys? This is private property. You want to act like animals? Go back to the zoo.
You the landlord? Scarlett's boyfriend owes our boss $50,000. They both went ghost last night, but we heard she left a little insurance policy behind. The kid. He's collateral. Maybe the brat's kidneys are worth something. Or maybe Scarlett stays hidden until we start sending her his fingers via FedEx. Hand him over, and we'll leave your building in one piece.
Over my dead body. He's got nothing to do with her debts. Get out. Now.
Don't be a hero, Rita. Scarlett is the one who sold him out. Before she skipped town, she told our boss exactly where to find him. She traded her kid for a 24-hour head start.
Beside me, I felt Leo's breath hitch. He didn't cry. He didn't scream. He just stood there, his face going as pale as a ghost, looking at the floor as the world he knew shattered worse than the mailboxes.